Welcome to the PI Guide, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator here in Colorado as well in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The question of the day, folks, is process serving a great add-on business line for private investigators? Well, let's take a look and let's see what process serving really entails. Process serving, or the legal service of process, SOP as it is often referred to, is a legal procedure by which a party to a lawsuit gives an appropriate notice of legal action or requirements to another party, the defendant or the respondent, about court or other legal proceedings to enable that person to respond to the upcoming proceeding. In layman's terms, it is simply delivering legal papers, often summonses and subpoenas, to a party to a case. For me, I got into the process serve business kind of by accident because I couldn't find a reliable process server in my area. Now, to be sure, there were and there are plenty of process serve companies around here. But with my serves, I needed somebody who could first communicate effectively with me, get the serves done in a timely manner, and then get me an affidavit of service in a timely manner after they complete the job. Not asking too much, right? Yeah, right. Well, I couldn't find that process server. So I said to myself, self, how hard can this really be? So the next day, I opened up Greeley Process Server LLC, and the rest is, as they call it, history. Now, my business plan for Greeley Process Server is really quite simple, and it can be used by any PI just like you who wants to add process serving as a side business line for his or her PI business. After creating my process serve company, my regular clients, especially my attorneys, they loved it. They now had a go-to guy for investigations as well as serves. The premise of my process serve business is very much like my PI business. It's very simple. Provide a premium service at a competitive price. I don't try to be the cheapest guy around, and I don't try to do all of that bulk work that's out there. Now, there's no problem if a standalone process server goes out and they get all that bulk work. In fact, because there are so many of those types of process servers out there, it opened up the niche market for me to offer premium service at a competitive price. So what is the difference, you ask, between my services and my competitors' services? Well, I'll give that rundown to you in just a minute. But first, hit that thumbs up button for me. Go down and hit that subscribe button to show your support for the PI Guy. Now, before we go over the list of premium services that we offer and that you can offer too, it's important to take a look at what the average process server business offers and how they operate. Most process serve companies have clients such as large law firms and attorneys and collection companies. They give them bulk work at a set price. For instance, many of these companies will pay $35 to $45 a paper regardless of the amount of temps, miles traveled, and things like that. Now, if you get 20 papers a week, let's say $40 a paper from just one client, that's not too bad. That's $800 a week, right? Now, if it takes you an average between emails, printing, setting up your routes, tracking your serve activity, creating affidavits, getting them notarized, say that's an average of 1 hour for each paper. That's 20 hours a week. From my experience, most business owners are then going to put in about 20 hours a week doing other tasks such as marketing, answering emails, answering phone calls, accounting, taking care of other business needs. Now, if you take normal business assumptions into account, 30 to 50% of the average PI or process serve business revenues will go directly to pay expenses. What looked like a potential $40,000 annual income from one client really equals about $26,000. And if you assume just 10 hours a week for other office duties and the 20 hours to handle those 20 serves, your hourly pay is really more like 16 or 17 bucks an hour. So that process server needs more than that. So what does he do? He goes out and he gets a couple more clients just like that. He increases his revenues, but the average stays pretty much the same. Now, it's taking him 60 to 80 hours a week, 7 days a week, while he's still averaging 16 to 17 bucks an hour, and he can barely keep up. Now, with a workload like that, folks, something must give. The first thing to give is usually answering the phones, followed quickly by answering emails and communication with clients. Now, most process serve clients that send out this bulk work are also very used to this, and they just want the work done and the affidavits to be sent in. And in most cases, those clients are working the same stressful life as their process servers are. This leaves a huge gap in service, folks, for the folks who just need to hire a process server for a one-time gig, as well for out-of-town attorneys and other process serve companies that need to hire somebody. I'm talking serves for small claims cases, divorce cases, adoption cases, evictions, civil lawsuits, and other court proceedings like that. That, folks, is the first premium service that you must offer. Simply answer your phone when it rings. I know it doesn't sound like a premium service, but in reality, it really is, because most process servers just let it go to voicemail. Next is knowledgeable advice for the job. You must know or have access to the laws and the rules of your state's requirements for legal service of process. If someone has a summons for small claims and the case is in 6 days, but your state requires 14 days notice, you can save your client a ton of headaches and recommend for them to get a new court date before you serve those papers. For myself, I belong to PSACO, Process Servers Association of Colorado, and I'm a certified process server through PSACO. Most states have a professional organization just for process servers, as well for PIs, and many of them do regular training and can guide you through whatever process you need to ensure you're doing it legally and correctly in your state. I'll leave a link down below for Colorado's PI and process server associations. The third premium service is ease of getting the documents to you. In a few states, you must serve the original documents, but in most states, these days, the courts allow for copies to be served. I always let the client know that they can simply email us the documents to get the ball rolling right away. This leads us to the payment for the service. I offer my clients the easy payment plan, 100% down, 0 payments for the rest of their life. We have flat rates for service, which we will cover in a little bit too, and we always get payment up front. I would say I have lost probably less than 10 jobs in 10 years due to requiring prepayment. Communication with the client as the serve progresses is the fourth premium service that we offer. To ensure that we communicate timely, we use Serve Manager, which is an online software product built just for process serve companies. The cost is very reasonable and it makes my job a whole lot easier, folks. Once I do a serve or I make an attempt on a serve, I log it into Serve Manager on my cell phone. I then send the update to the client. This update also includes my GPS coordinates. It displays right there so they can verify where I was. The client is then instantly notified of the progress. Once the serve is complete, I can then create an affidavit in Serve Manager, which auto-populates all of the information right into the affidavit, and I'm able to provide my client a professional typed-up affidavit, no handwriting to be deciphered. One of my biggest challenges when I started doing process serving was writing up affidavits and ensuring the information was accurate. Serve Manager takes care of that accuracy for me, and folks, I would estimate it takes 5 minutes or less for me to enter a serve into Serve Manager. Now going back to the payment for the work, Serve Manager also has a built-in payment module where you can send the client an invoice which they can pay online, and you can get the money direct deposited into your account. This is again a huge time saver for me, to be sure. I will leave a link down below for Serve Manager as well. Now, none of these organizations or companies that I'm mentioning in this video are sponsors. I just use them or I'm a member of the organization. I do not realize any benefits or payment for mentioning them in the video. Before we discuss pricing and the secret to closing the sale, yes, I will tell you how I close 90% of all sales calls for process serves. Click that subscribe button down there, hit that thumbs up for me. It really helps the channel out a lot. A key to process serving being a successful side business for a professional private investigator, which can earn you up to an additional $20,000 a year or more, is your pricing. You have to keep in mind, folks, you're offering a premium service at a competitive price. Please don't fall into the trap of trying to undercut or compete with all of those process servers out there in town who are doing all of that bulk work for a little bit of money. I charge $85 for routine service in my primary areas of service, and prices go up from there. If it's a rural town, there's a higher fee. If it's a rural address, there's a higher fee. If it's a rush, there's a higher fee. Now, I don't have add-on fees. I'm not $85 plus 10 for this or $85 plus 20 for that. I'm $85 for standard, $95 for a rural town, $125 for expedited, things like that. I have set pricing for each one of these services that I offer. Now, I've told you and I've told all of my competitors what my prices are, and you know what? I'm not worried about that at all, because now I'm going to share with you what my competition charges. The bulk guys out there are charging $35 to $45 for the bulk jobs, and if they answer the phones, they charge $65 to $75 for most serves that are not a regular client. Other competitors, such as other PI firms, are $70 or $75 for routine service, and almost all national process serves are $75 or higher for routine service, no matter what they advertise. Those low prices that they advertise on the internet are really for simple things like eviction postings. You see, folks, I'm the highest priced guy in town, and I know that. But I offer a premium service at a competitive price, and I know how to close the sale on the phone, and I will share my closing technique with you in just a minute. Folks, if you don't close that sale, you will never get the serve. That is the bottom line to success for a process server. Here is the simple math. If you charge $75 a serve and got 5 serves a week, that equals to over $20,000 a year for a side gig. And if you use good resources and tools like Serve Manager, you will have less than an hour into every serve on average, making your process serve business hourly pay range right around $75. Now the close. Here you go. You might want to rewind this a few times and really listen to what I say. Mr. Client, all you need to do is scan and email us the documents. After we receive the documents, we will enter it into our automated system. After that, you will receive an email with a link for your invoice, which you can pay online with a credit card, a debit card, or check. After we receive the documents and the payment, we will schedule the work, and our system will keep you notified as we progress. After we complete the serve, we will email you a notarized affidavit of service, which you can present to the court. Here is the email address that you can send the documents to. Do you have a paper and a pen handy? Now, folks, once they grab paper and pen and they jot down your email address, you have closed the sale. They have now taken action, and most people will follow through with that action. If they can't write it down because they're driving or for whatever reason, offer to text your email address to them. This will usually solidify the sale as well. That's it, folks. I hope this was helpful for you. Remember, don't try to compete with the bulk guys out there. You have to do twice the work at half the price. And folks, that starts to look a whole lot like a job to me. And where's the fun in that? Remember, busy is not profitable. Profit is profitable. Now, quick, go down below, click that thumbs up button for me, hit that subscribe button, and remember, folks, stay safe out there.